and welcome back to my channel. Hopefully I can add some happy Jellycat vibes to your day today. Okay guys, I'm very excited for today's video. As you can see, we are not really in our normal place for my YouTube videos. We're actually down in the kitchen because today we are going to be making a Jellycat birthday cake. Little round of applause. I'm so excited. It's going to be based off of none other than this Jellycat. I named this one Lottie, so Lottie is going to be our inspiration for today. This is mainly kind of like little, I guess, special birthday cake for myself. So I'm making myself a little cake here, but that's okay. We always love a little excuse to make a cake, sweet treat, whatever. My birthday is actually in August, so that is why we are going to be doing this. I thought it'd be a really fun video to do. I am sorry to disappoint, but I personally am not a baker myself, so my lovely mother decided to help me out and she made the cakes and the icing for me. So this video is really just going to be me putting together the cake. We will see. I'm going to pop a little inspiration photo up right here. Hopefully that is what my cake ends up looking like. So either this will be a very epic cool cake or epic fail cake. I don't know. We'll see. You'll have to let me know in the comments below at the end of the video what you think this is. But that is what I'm going to be using as inspiration for today. So we are just going to be putting it together and see how it goes. So I'm so excited to get started. So let's get to it. All right, besties, I've gotten all my ingredients and stuff out. So let's just take a look real quick. So again, like I said, I'm not a baker, but my lovely mom, thank you so much, Mom, helped me out with this. So obviously we have our inspiration over here. I decided to put him up on his own little pedestal so we can all see the beautiful Lottie. So we have my icing. These are the two cakes I'm going to be using to make him. I've got candle for the top. I couldn't find one that looked like that, so we're just going with white candle, but we'll see how that looks. I've got some regular black icing for the eyes and the mouth. I'm going to attempt to use chocolate kisses for the feet because I am not talented enough to pipe out the feet with icing, but that's what we're gonna go with. And then I have my strawberries over here. I can't remember if I already said that, but I got my strawberries over here for the top and I'm really excited. So let's go ahead and go. So I've gone ahead and taken out the little teeny cakes from the little cake pans. Look at how cute these are. I am obsessed with how teeny they are. I think they will be a great size for this one. Obviously, I know this is gonna be a little bit bigger than the Jellycat, but I think that's okay. I think it'll still look good. So I'm going to attempt to stack these, go ahead and stack them and make them on this, but I'm not sure how that's gonna go, so we'll see. I do have them on plates right now currently, but let's go ahead and put one up here like so. And then what I've kind of seen at a lot of the pictures is I see on the Jellycat itself, it's just looks like a line, but in a lot of the pictures, they're kind of little, I don't know, ovular shapes, I guess, of icing, just kind of strips of icing on this middle area before you put the top layer on. But we'll see if it looks more like that or if it looks more like the Jellycat. But let me go ahead and see how this is gonna turn out. All right, so truth be told, I had to move the cake back down on this plate here so you can kind of see what we're working with on top. I'm not tall enough to get over it up here to really do that. So I went ahead and I put it down here. But yeah, you see what we have working with here. It definitely does not look exactly like I was envisioning necessarily with the other cakes and stuff, but I think it'll be fine. And again, it'll be delicious anyway, so it'll be good. So let's go ahead and put him back up here. This is where it's gonna get a little interesting, I feel like, because I'm going to be putting this cake on top, and I just hope it's probably gonna crush icing a little bit. I just don't know if I put enough, but let's see what we look like on top here. Oh, okay, that's not, okay, that's not too bad. I don't know if it's the straightest thing, but I mean, the cakes aren't completely flat, so I think it's fine. Let me come around and look. Okay, it's not bad. I feel like maybe it looks a little bit better on my end, so maybe I'll flip it that way, but we're not starting off too bad. All right, here's where we're gonna get a little bit tricky because we saw that the middle layer of icing was looking a little interesting, without the other cake on top, but now I need to ice the top and there's no other cake for me to put on there, so they need to look a little bit better. So I'm wondering if I should make them a little bit bigger, kind of a teardrop shape and fill them in. I know I'm gonna put the strawberries on top, but that might be my best way to tackle this, so let's see how this goes. Okay, a little check-in while I'm icing the top. So I don't know if you can see it as well, but I'm afraid to like turn it too much. So I've took a little bit of a different approach with the top. Plus I looked back at the pictures and it looks like there's actually kind of like 2 layers of this on there, like one that's like slightly more in a lot of the inspiration photos. So I think I'm gonna try and go that route with this so that it'll give that look that we want for this. All right, now that I kind of have the 2 layers of icing, I'm gonna kind of go in here. This looks so lovely because I don't have the actual like kitchen utensil or like baking utensil to do this, but I'm gonna try and smooth out the layers a little bit so they don't look as like piecemeal together as they actually are. I think this is actually technically like a butter knife, but it's what we have in the kitchen. It's what's working. So I'm gonna try and smooth out the top a little bit so it looks a little bit better from the top and from the outside. All right, now we've transferred the cake back to the cake stand. I think overall it looks pretty good. I did, like I said, I smoothed out the top a little bit. It doesn't look exactly like, you know, what the photos do, but I think that's okay. I think it still looks pretty good. But now I can't decide what I want to do next. I might put the face and stuff on last. So let's go ahead and maybe put the candles on and the strawberries on, just so I can go ahead and get that in the center. I think the cake is mostly in the center of the stand, but because I don't want to move it too much after, so I'm gonna stick that in there. It's not all the way in the cake because there's just so much icing on the top that I just like don't want to stick it way too down because then you're not gonna see it at all, but that's okay. So let's go ahead and take my little strawberries and put some on. Okay, we have the strawberries on. I was able to get 5 on there because Lottie has 5 on her, so I kind of wanted it to look pretty similar. I think some of the inspiration pictures, they have a different number of strawberries on there, but I was able to get 5 on there. I think it looks super, super cute. I am super pleased. Sorry, I'm like fixing some of the icing over here. I am super, super pleased with how this has turned out so far. So I guess next we have the legs and putting on the face. Like I said, I'm not getting too adventurous with the legs and feet for this Jellycat cake. I know a lot of the inspiration photos have them like piped out with icing, and I'm just not that talented, nor do I have brown icing on me. So we are going to be using 2 Hershey's Kisses for the feet. So I'm gonna unwrap them and then it's gonna like sit on it like that, if that makes sense. And then I just have some regular black writing icing for the eyes and the mouth. So I'm super excited, so let's get this on. All right, I had to pull in Lottie for some inspiration because I'm kind of doing it facing me. But to give y'all a little look, this is the leg foot situation we have going on here. I know they're not as long as like Lottie has, but I feel like they still look super cute and kind of just up towards the center. And it was just like an easier, simple way to do those. So let's go on to the mouth. All right, besties, it is officially time for the Jellycat birthday cake reveal. I have put everything on there. I don't think I missed anything. I'm like looking around, making sure I included everything. I have Miss Lottie, the regular Amazeballs birthday Jellycat up there. And I am going to give you a little reveal of how my birthday cake Jellycat came out. So little drum roll, please. Give a little drum roll on your end. But here she is. Oh my gosh. So it's definitely, I feel like I didn't do as great of a job as some of the photos that you like see on Pinterest. But honestly, I feel like for my limited experience in baking, it's pretty good. Like, I'm pretty pleased with how it turned out. Y'all let me know in the comments below what you think of it. It is what it is. Like, I still think it was a really fun experience to do. I don't bake a ton, or like decorate cakes really at all, so this is really fun to do, and I hope y'all enjoyed watching. But yeah, I would maybe give myself like a 4 out of 5 stars. I don't know. I think in my head, I was like, this is either gonna go really well or really badly, and I think it turned out a lot better than I was expecting. Again, we always love the original Jellycat, but it's always really fun to make little like sweet treats out of them too. Okay, and that is all I have for you guys today. Thank you so much for going along with me on my little birthday cake journey. It's always great to celebrate yourself and others, so it's just really fun to share this with you guys. But we hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more, and we'll see you next time. Bye!